Talk about our process briefly of selecting a builder and kind of how our experience went with Landmarks West. And frankly, this is unsolicited because this is not a part of the normal process. But we did vet pretty seriously 3 different builders. 4?
4.
And I mean, that included having them to the house, reviewing the plans, getting, sort of their philosophy, getting some monetary numbers from them, and also checking their references.
We interviewed 4 builders, and Steve and I had come up with a list of 10 questions, and we soon narrowed it down to 2 builders. Both of the companies that were in the running for our final decision, we had friends for whom they built homes. So these are people that didn't have to tell us what we wanted to hear. One of our questions was, why do you want to build our house? And, they are local to this area. People they know are going to be seeing the project, seeing it from start to finish. They're going to come into these homes, and they have a reputation to protect.
The thing that impressed me was when Jared and Van came in, they've got a real good chemistry between themselves. You can tell there's a yin and a yang, but they like each other, right? So that was positive. And Jared comes from a strong construction background, and Van had more of a materials background and kind of an artistic side to him. And so we liked that combination of skills. But I think the most important thing is just sitting there talking to them, there was the sense that they communicate very well. And in an industry not known for communication, right? An industry in which people tend to do their work and throw it over the wall to the next guy and hope that he catches it, and with little to no communication, we thought that was key. I guess I would just say that was a driving force for selecting them, was kind of their personalities, their backgrounds, the way they seem to work together, and most importantly, their communication. And they had a pretty clear set of subs, and I mean, I know it's gotten probably even more challenging in today's market, but I mean, Van had a checklist that he would provide to us, and in the process, he would say, okay, in the next 2 to 3 weeks, you need to be thinking about this and this, and then, if it was materials we needed to select, he'd give us 2 or 3 names and say, here's places you can go. And of course, they all knew Landmarks West. And Van was our main contact throughout, and he was consistent. He was here.
Accessible.
He's funny as hell, and we developed a friendship. It's not that we didn't have issues. We had issues. There were always issues. There's going to be issues, but we would sit down and we would talk about it and we'd solve them. And there were some fairly significant issues, and if they made a mistake, they owned it and they fixed it.
Yeah, there were a few bumps in the road, but you were able to get a hold of them and communicate with them. And besides making us happy and building us our dream home, they felt really strongly of producing something that the community would like to have around. It was really important to them to have a finished product that everybody could be proud of, because it is their reputation, and they really want to live up to their reputation, which is one of 2 really great guys and 2 people that can produce something that is beautiful.
As we were passionate, they shared the passion, and it was kind of a labor of love. And at the end of the day, we got a dream house, and we also built a friendship. We're friends with these guys, right? I still communicate with Van fairly regularly, ask him about his kids, the rodeo, send him pictures of the fish I'm catching out on the Provo. Through a professional relationship, which is generally a very stressful process, and it wasn't without its stress, but we worked through it all, and we maintained a friendship that still exists today. So I think that's pretty amazing.